But assuming it comes onto your agenda, are you telling me that you would go to Beijing and you would pursue the agenda you just outlined to me? That is, as you say, ending the arms race, cooling down the temperature, looking for consensus, working very closely with Beijing.
Well, actually, over the Taiwan Strait, are we ready, or do we have the resources to engage ourselves in arms race with Beijing? If not, then certainly we should pursue some alternative route that could be effectively and not so costly to Taiwan.
Let me put it this way. We know that China is suppressing freedom of speech.
Yes.
They're closing down newspapers. They don't allow, for example, BBC Online to be seen inside China. We know that, according to Amnesty International at least, dozens of people are still in prison as a result of the events in Tiananmen Square over 15, 16 years ago. We know also that in August 2005, one journalist working in China was arrested, now faces charges of spying for Taiwan. Amnesty International expressed deep concern about that. Are you telling me that China and the Chinese authorities are people that you can do business with?
Well, I think Great Britain also do business with China. Could you do business with China when they do all these human rights violations?
But with respect, we don't have 780 missiles pointed at our island.
Well, no matter whether they are hostile to you or not, they are having some human rights violations. You disagree. But Great Britain still trade with them and recognize them. They don't recognize Taiwan.
But
why is that?
You need to trust Beijing in a way that we do not, because they pose, as you've said, a grave military threat to you. So my question is, are you prepared to take the word of President Hu and other Chinese leaders in direct negotiations, which is what you seem to be heading towards?
Well, if we don't negotiate with them, what can we do? We just build our arms and prepare for war with mainland China? We certainly want to find ways to negotiate a modus vivendi that could give Taiwan peace, and then to give our people opportunity to seek friendship and cooperation with the Chinese mainland. Are you aware that we are now trading with the mainland at an amount of $71 billion a month? Are you aware that 4 million residents of Taiwan went to mainland China last year? Are you aware that we have more than 70,000 Taiwanese businessmen currently investing on mainland China, creating around 10 million jobs there?
You think Taiwan has no choice?
Well, no. Not because we think that Taiwan has no choice. But this is something of a reality that we have to understand. We have to protect our interests. We cannot just say, well, just because they have human rights violations, they have 700 missiles pointed at us, so we will not do anything with them. We'll continue the arms race, and we will break all relations. It's not possible. No, and it's very important for us to seek some way to reduce the tension. Look, when Chairman Lian made a speech at Beijing University, which was televised without censorship across the country, and the effect was immediate. I think it has effectively disarmed mainland China in their hostile attitude toward Taiwan to some extent.
You didn't take the 780 missiles, did you?
No, but I think missiles used, but they could also be removed as a result of talks on the peace agreement and military mutual trust mechanism.
Well, let's talk a little more about mutual trust. Why do you think China still blocks any attempt from Taiwan to get recognized in international bodies? For example, the World Health Organization. You face the threat from bird flu, from SARS. China still will not allow you even observe a status in the UN's World Health Organization.
That we resent very much, and we will continue to fight. You know, the number 4 common vision, which was part of the census reached last year, was exploring the issue of international states. That is the naughtiest one among all the issues, because internationally, in their view, there could only be one China. That's the PRC, not us. So we have been squeezed out of all the important international governmental organizations.
Well, that's what President Chen says, but your view is somewhat different because you...
No.
You don't believe...
Oh, no. We are... It's the same.
You don't actually believe in an independent, sovereign Taiwan in the future, do you? You actually believe in one China, in unification.
No. You don't understand what these terms mean because you are not very much familiar with Chinese affairs and Taiwanese affairs. We support Republic of China and Taiwan, which at the moment is independent from foreign interference. We elect our own president. We elect our own parliament. We are not ruled by foreign countries.
No, I do understand that, but you have in the past been confusing. You've said your ultimate goal is reunification with mainland China, but you've also said it's an issue that should be settled by Taiwan of 23 million people. Then you said it's an issue that should be settled by people on both sides.
No.
So which is it?
Okay, what I have been saying is that Taiwan's future should be decided by Taiwanese people. This is a consensus of all the people in Taiwan. And there are
people on the other side of the Taiwan Strait.
Listen to me. There are three options before us: independence, status quo, and unification. At the moment, the vast majority of people support status quo, and about only 15 to 20% of people support either independence or unification. So, at the moment, I think we should maintain the status quo, and we oppose any unilateral change of the status quo. But in the future, when conditions are right, if Taiwanese people have some other thoughts, they could still make that decision according to their free will. This is 100% democratic.
Maing Zhou, thank you very much for being on HARDtalk. Thank you.